Hey, what's going on? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. Today we are going to be looking at an article from Scream Rant and basically reacting to it. I was going to do my own version of this, but when I looked at the article, I thought, well, this was better than what I was going to really do anyway, because I only about 3 actors on my list so far, and I just looked at it and I just thought, yeah, I mean, considering all 3 were on there, it just made sense. So when we go down the list, I'll be telling you what my 3 were, of course, that I already put on the list. But anyway, before you ask, what list? What were you planning on doing? What are you doing? We're doing a fan casting of Sam Drake for Uncharted 2. 10 actors who can play Tom Holland's brother. Article from Scream Rant. And yeah, with Uncharted 2 officially in development at Sony, the sequel will need a new actor to take over the role of Sam Drake. Brother of Tom Holland's Nathan Drake, there are several differences between the 2022's Uncharted and the games that inspired it, but one of the most notable is the fact that Holland's Nathan Drake is much younger than his digital counterpart. Is for the majority of the franchise, casting Holland as the leader of the Uncharted cast resulted in other characters being aged down. Explaining why Mark Wahlberg stepped into the shoes of Victor Sully Sullivan. So, Uncharted 2 Sam actor also needs to be younger than the game's version of the character, who is in his early 40s when he makes his debut. Nate's older brother has appeared only in flashbacks so far, where he is played by Rudy Pankow. However, Pankow is younger than Holland, therefore it wouldn't make sense for him to play Nate's big brother in the present day. While a grown-up Sam is glimpsed in the first movie's post-credit scene, his face isn't shown, so it's unclear who could be cast in the role. Thankfully, there are several salient options. Okay, so before we get into the top 10, Uncharted the movie, I loved it. I loved everything it did, and they're right. Nate's in his 40s, so is Sam. Sam should be, I think Nate's in his 40s, isn't he? Like his early 40s. Sam's about 45, 46 in the games. So there's a 5-year age gap between them. Tom Holland's 28, so by the time this film comes out, he'll be about 30. Meaning that there needs to be like 34, 35-year-old actor playing him, or someone that looks that sort of like mid-30s to late 30s. That's who you need. And this is the top 10 list, and there's a couple on here that I'm going to go yes to, a couple of no's, and a couple of why they can't, or why they possibly couldn't do it. So let's get straight back to the article. First one on the list is Aaron Taylor Johnson. The MCU's Quicksilver would make a great Sam Drake. He would. However, I'd like to just point out that he could be up for the James Bond gig. From what rumors have suggested, he could play Bond. And that would essentially mean that he wouldn't be able to do... I mean, he might be able to do that film. But I know from past, like Bond actors, where they are literally tied to that role for X amount of time. Well, you could be like, oh, well, no, but Daniel Craig did Knives Out while he was still Bond. It's like, well, yes, but he'd done Bond 4 and wasn't sure he wanted to return. They basically were like, look, take a break, do something else, and decide on what you want to do. And he decided, and, he came back and was like, I want to do this. So, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I honestly think, would be a great Sam Drake. I can't see it happening because of the Bond connection. If he doesn't get Bond, then sure. But I think he's going to pick leading role over secondary role, which Sam Drake, let's face it, is. He's possibly even a third role, actually, because Sully's second. Fellow MCU actor Aaron Taylor Johnson could easily portray Nate's older brother in Uncharted 2. Not only has he the British accent proven to be capable of a solid American accent, but he also looks roughly like a younger version of Sam Drake from the games. His varied acting history proves he'd be able to bring Sam's slightly grittier side to life, while maintaining a similar level of whimsy to that of his brother. Taylor Johnson has been successful in fun action adventures like Uncharted and can be seen demonstrating the necessary skill sets to play Sam Drake when he played in the Kick-Ass movies. I think it will be the Bond factor. If he gets Bond, then no way. But if he doesn't, then sure. Taylor Johnson has been successful in the fun action adventures like Uncharted and can be seen demonstrating the necessary skill set to play Sam Drake in the Kick-Ass movies, as well as his brief visit to the MCU as Petrov Maxov in Avengers 2015 Age of Ultron. Perhaps his most relevant dry run for playing Nate's brother would be a Tangerine in 2022's Bullet Train. While he doesn't use his American accent in the latter example, the overall vibe of the character strongly suggests Taylor Johnson would knock playing Sam Drake out of the park. I agree, he would, but the issue with this is playing Sam Drake, you just need the right fit. I think he could do it. But again, it's the Bond connection. That is why I'd love him to do it. But that's why I'm not getting excited about it. The next one on the list is none other than Daniel Radcliffe. He may be best known for playing the title role in all 8 Harry Potter movies, but becoming famous for portraying a siblingless character shouldn't exclude Radcliffe from consideration. He's moved on to play a myriad of different characters after stepping away from his seminal role, showcasing his acting ability beyond embodying the boy who lived. He may not be quite as whimsical as some of the other names on this list, but he would provide a balance to the character. In the games, Sam's slight height advantage over Nate helps to solidify the big brother dynamic. What's the purpose working a little against Daniel Radcliffe is that while he is older than Holland, he's also shorter than Uncharted's leading man in the games. Sam's slightly height advantage over Nate helps to solidify the big brother dynamic. That being said, the original movie has already made so many massive changes to the source material that this may not matter. Of course, you've seen number 8 already, but we're just going to talk about that. The height thing doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me in the slightest because I think it could be done well, but I do think that he wouldn't be the perfect fit because someone from a very big, British point of view, and even American, everyone in the world knows Harry Potter, right? When you see Sam Drake appear on screen, you want to believe it's Sam Drake and not be like, when you're going to pull out your wand, sort of thing. So that's kind of why I'm against that idea, because he's somewhat typecast himself at a young age without really knowing anything about typecasting. Would I like to see him in the role? Yes, but I think he's still known for Harry Potter. Even without the glasses, he's still known for Harry Potter. So, I don't know. I'm unsure about that. I'd like to see him as Sam Drake, but I just don't think, the height thing, people have been like, oh, he's slightly smaller than Holland. Yes, I don't think that matters as much, but I do think the big character connection, like Mark Wahlberg doesn't have a solidified character to his name. You'd be like, well, Tom Holland has Spider-Man. Yes, but what's in Tom Holland's favour was that he was the Sony GOAT, and still is. Actor that they want in everything. He's done a lot of stuff past that, whereas Daniel Radcliffe has never really been able to escape his big 10-year commitment to Harry Potter. So, I don't know. It could all change, though, because considering the new series, Harry Potter series is coming out, Radcliffe's stance on the whole Harry Potter thing could change. It could. I think it could work, but I don't want to be watching it being like, oh, that's Harry Potter. Anyway, next one, of course, is Liam Hemsworth. You already knew that. The youngest Hemsworth could be the oldest Drake. Starring in huge franchises like The Hunger Games, The Witcher, Hemsworth is a proven commodity when it comes to working well as a part of an ensemble cast. Having his name on Uncharted 2 poster would create an even bigger draw than the first movie, which was immensely profitable. There's also the consideration that Liam Hemsworth would be an excellent Sam Drake in the Uncharted movie universe. The franchise is primarily an action-adventure story, and previous roles in his acting history support his talent in both these sub-genres. Most recently, Hemsworth's war movie 2024 Land of Bad demonstrated two of the required facets for a prospective Uncharted role. Most recently, Hemsworth's war movie 2024 Land of the Bad demonstrated two of the required facets for a prospective Uncharted role. Firstly, he nailed all the action sequences, of which there are plenty in the first Uncharted movie. Secondly, he was the co-leader of the Land of Bad cast, while also making a strong impression. This would be a key requirement in a movie like Uncharted 2, as he'll be required to share the screen with Holland and Wahlberg. Yeah, I dig it. I honestly do. I dig Liam Hemsworth being in this role. I mean, Holland and Liam Hemsworth have probably met because Tom Holland's worked with Chris Hemsworth, and they've probably met and they've probably spoke about various things. But I think I'd be more on board for that casting than I would for Radcliffe. Aaron Taylor Johnson's a definite pick as long as he doesn't get Bond. If he gets Bond, no way. But yeah, out of the three, Hemsworth seems to be the one that everyone's, that I'd lean towards. Maybe a lot of people would, because it's like, well, okay, he's got The Witcher, but that's really a Cavill project. He's just taking it over because Cavill left over creative differences, from what I understand. So that's kind of where I'm at. The next one on the list, I wouldn't have wanted, but now I sort of do. However, he has had some trouble over this weekend, so we don't know what sort of condition he's in at the moment. Apparently he's well, but the next person is Zac Efron. Efron has displayed the Drake charm for a long time. He has, actually. Uncharted 2 seems like the perfect movie for an actor like Zac Efron, in the fact that there's probably a universe where he was cast as Nathan Drake in the first installment. Efron has established himself time and time again as an actor well reversed in comedic moments as well as dramatic or action-packed sequences. While the ship may have sailed for him to shine as Nate playing, Sam Drake gives him a chance just as involved as Tom Holland. Efron's razor-sharp wit and perfect comic timing definitely bring to mind the mannerisms of an older Drake brother. Then the article goes on to say, Efron's razor-sharp wit and perfect comic timing definitely bring to mind the mannerisms of the older Drake brother, and he would complete a thoroughly entertaining trio of himself, Holland, and Wahlberg. The fact that he's been in the public eye for longer than Holland would also strengthen the perceived authority that an older brother has over his younger siblings, which would be a nice added touch. Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm fine with them doing Efron. I wouldn't have been post accident. I know that sounds really awful, but he still had that lover boy High School Musical vibe about him. But he's changed dramatically since he had that accident. His face was sort of reconstructed. Also, he changed a lot in what he now takes on. He's still doing comedic stuff, but he wants to take on more serious stuff, and I think this could be the perfect role for him. Baywatch, I love Baywatch when he was in it. And, he said he doesn't want to get ripped like that ever again. He hated being that ripped. Sam Drake isn't ripped. He's just a lean, mean machine. So I feel like there's no real workout scheme that you'd have to do. I feel like they're right, him being in acting for as long as he has been would hold weight over Holland. So, yeah. I'm on board for this one as well. So we've so far got 3 on boards and 1 no out of 4. So that's a good sign. Let me know your thoughts. Would you want Radcliffe? Don't know. The next one is Evan Peters. Peters' varied filmography make him a dependable Sam choice. Do you know what? Looking at this photo, I would actually young Sam, yeah. The second Quicksilver on this list, of course, he played Quicksilver in the X-Men, I believe. Peters played the role of Fox's X-Men prequel movies, but also reprised a meta version of the role in WandaVision. His superhero character is more fantastical than Sam Drake would be in Uncharted 2, but he still displayed elements of what would be required to play Nate's brother while embodying the Marvel speedster. He's also had much darker roles he could draw upon. It's the face for me. Younger Sam would do. Peter was one of the biggest names in TV for a while back in 2022 when he played serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer in a Netflix biographical true crime drama, sure playing Dahmer in a million miles away from portraying Sam Drake, the latter of whom has exactly zero cannibalistic tendencies, but it shows the range of Evan Peters as an actor and the vast array of tools he'd have at his disposal in bringing Sam to life. I agree about the tools, but I just don't agree about the message that it would be sending. Being like, just because he just looks very much like Sam does when he was younger. But then if they're going for that, what I mean younger, I mean like 17, 18-year-old Sam. This is the thing. He doesn't look like Sam when he was in prison, like the prison escape thing from Uncharted 4. He doesn't. Just my view. Joe Kerry, the Stranger Things actor, has served as a big brother figure throughout the entire show. Yeah, he has. Know most of Steve Harrington in Stranger Things. Kerry will surely be on the list. Look out for a new franchise with which to be involved with Netflix iconic horror series. Drawing to a close, Steve's wholesome arc in Stranger Things, from the unfeeling teenager to big brother figure, is still the best example in Kerry's career of why he would be a great choice to play Sam Drake. My question is, how old is he? He's got to be older than Holland, right? Like, I want to search it up because I don't know how old he is. And the reason why I want to search this up is because it's been a big thing. It's like, oh, this is who. So yeah, Joe Kerry. Oh, okay, he's 32. He don't look it, does he? Wow, didn't know he was 32. For those who've only seen Kerry in Stranger Things, he may seem a little too nice to play Sam Drake. And then the article's going to say the exact same thing down below, but I'm just going to skip that now. Nate's brother isn't evil by any stretch, but his tough luck has made him a little hardier than Nate. Luckily, Kerry's character in Fargo Season 5, Gator Tillman, is a vast departure from his Stranger Things persona. Somewhere between Steve and Gator would be a good mix for Kerry's Sam. Or Kiri's Sam. I completely forgot about this. Up until now. And this is a huge thing. Sam Drake was supposed to be an evil character. When Amy Hennig wrote Uncharted 4, was starting to write it back in 2011, and they did the teaser for 2013, he was supposed to be a very bad character. He was supposed to be the villain of that Uncharted game. So, with Kiri being in Stranger Things, it says he was a little too nice. Could he play an evil character? Possibly. But I completely forgot about that. Maybe other people have as well, because Uncharted 4 released, but he was supposed to be a villain. Maybe they're going to do the revenge story that we never got to see in Uncharted 4, that of course was scrapped for what we got. Which of course is why Sam looks like how he does, because all like the art and that like the CGI on the face and all his facial expressions, or at least not his facial expressions, but like the model of the character was done after the original actor. And they were like, we're not going to redo it. We're just going to bring in Troy Baker and he can just voice Sam and act Sam out. And that's how we got the Sam Drake we now have. If you didn't know that, that's a nice little fact for you about Uncharted. But yeah, Sam's supposed to be evil, so maybe we could see it. Nicholas Hoult. I mean, we can go through it, but I just don't see it happening. Despite being in the industry since 1996, Holt has avoided being too strongly associated with any singular character. Of course, he has reprised roles like Beast in X-Men movies, but he's not a character he has become synonymous with. This is a huge advantage when walking into a new franchise. It means the audience can watch a performance unfold without any preconceived notions. Yet they put Daniel Radcliffe on this list. Just want to point that out. Holt has incredibly varied acting history, and while no specific role does much in isolation to support the argument that he should play Nathan Drake, each character he's played displays certain traits that would work well when combined to breathe life into the brother of Tom Holland's Uncharted character. As another fellow Englishman starring alongside his compadre would create another unseen connection between Nate and Sam. I don't think Nicholas Hoult will get it, just because he's doing the whole DCU stuff at the moment. We don't know what that role is. I bet that role is. But I don't think he has that look. Anyway, Will Poulter. Poulter's comedic roots serve him well while playing Sam Drake. I agree. Like many actors in the modern age, Poulter's career originating in comedy laid a solid foundation for his future dramatic roles. He doesn't tend to revisit his comedic roots all too often, although he did dabble as Adam Warlock in 2023's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. However, his MCU debut did prove he's still capable of tapping into his light-hearted side, which should be required if he were cast as Sam in Uncharted 2. Like many actors in modern age, Poulter's career originating in comedy laid a solid foundation for his future dramatic roles. With 3 appearances in the show at large, Will Poulter featured in 2 episodes as part of Bear Season 3's cast. Although he's spoken in his native British voice accent while playing Chief Luca, his character prosperity for working as a part of a team and supporting his fellow chefs goes some way to justifying his potential for playing Nathan Drake, his older brother in the Tom Holland sequel. I don't know if they're going to go that way, but who knows? I'd be excited for him to be a part of it, but let's just get straight on to the other actor because time is getting on. Chance Crawford. Uncharted 2 Sam isn't necessarily too young for Crawford to play. I mean, they can always age him up a bit more if they wanted to. Most recently known as the Deep in Prime videos The Boys, Crawford is the oldest actor on this list and would arguably be most suited to be playing Sam, a more game-accurate Sam Drake, if his real age were to be used for Uncharted 2 Sam. It would create an age gap of over 10 years between the two brothers. However, Crawford could easily play younger than his real age, as he looks great for it. You know what? He does look like Sam. Honestly, he does have that characteristic of Sam. It's like I'd be down for it, if they're not too bugged on age. While Crawford inarguably plays a villain in The Boys, the scene where he masquerading as a hero presents him as a brilliant option for Sam and Sony's Uncharted movies. If they're doing the villain to hero option, it says here, while Crawford inarguably plays a villain in The Boys, the scenes where he's masquerading as a hero presents him as a brilliant option for Sam in Sony's Uncharted movies. The deep means Crawford has to focus more on all of his dark humour or falsely squeaky clean image, but playing Nate's Archibald in 6 seasons of Gossip Girl is also great fake audition for more middle of the road elements needed to play Sam. They could do this quite well. You could have him be Sam Drake and have him be evil to begin with and have him be good at the end. Grant Gustin, Barry Allen actor, needs a new franchise to join it. Boy, he does. And I'd be happy for him to take this on. After leading all 9 seasons of The Flash as Barry Allen, as well as having other appearances in the Arrowverse, Gustin is irreversibly tied to his version of the DC superhero since the show ended in 2023. He's appeared in only one project, a movie named Puppy Love. This may be because casting directors are worried that fans will associate him too closely with his DC persona. However, Tom Holland is arguably even more well known for playing Spider-Man than Grant Gustin is for playing The Flash, and that didn't stop Sony from finding their Nathan Drake. Again, we've spoken about that. He's Sony's blooming goatee. Gustin isn't a household name, but that isn't necessarily a requirement as Holland and Wahlberg are already involved. What's more important is that Grant Gustin displayed all attributes of an actor capable of playing Sam Drake in the upcoming sequel while portraying Barry Allen for so many years. In short, he would make an excellent addition to the cast of Uncharted 2. Yeah, I think they're right. He does need a new franchise. I'd love for them to do another. I'd love for him to be in it. But my best pick, if I'm being honest, would be Chase Crawford. Joe Kerry or Kiri. Evan Peters, if they were going to do like young Drake story where like they would do flashbacks, have him as young Sam. He just doesn't fit an older Sam role. He looks too young for it, to be honest. Zac Efron, yeah. Hemsworth, I suggest to as well. Radcliffe, no. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, yes. So there's only like 2 or 3 people that I would say, like, 2 or 3 people that know for this particular role. Nicholas Hoult being someone that I'd love to see in it, but I just don't think he would be because he's already playing a villain in the DCU. Well, Lex is the villain of the Superman movie we're currently getting, but that's the truth. He's playing a villain. Yeah, this has been a longer video than, most of my videos here on the channel. But if you stuck around till this point, thank you. I mean, fan casting Sam Drake is something that I would love to do more of. I'd do like another 10 in time. Uncharted 2 being announced is very exciting for me. I think we're probably going to get the film around 2027, 2028. I feel like they'll start shooting it in 2026. If that's when Spider-Man's releasing, they'll start shooting that film then. But yeah, no, I'd love to see Tom Holland and Tom Holland's Nathan Drake and Sam Drake sort of interact. I do wonder whether they're going to do the revenge story. The original story for Uncharted 4 was a revenge story for Sam. So I wonder whether they're going to do that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Turn on the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and leave a like on the video for me. I really appreciate it. Love hearing your guys' thoughts anyway. And I would just love to see the channel grow more. As always, I'll see you in the next one, and stay cinematic. See you all later.